Hello, everyone. My name is Justin, and I'm joined here tonight by my best friend Gage for Is It Scary Wisconsin's annual Haunt of the Year Awards. Now, Gage, I think this year was one hell of a ride. We had insane experiences. We've gotten to see some new haunted attractions, and you and I got to go back to some old standbys and old favorites. If it's okay with you, Gage, and of course, viewers at home, I'm going to open, just like I did last year, with the State of the Industry address. Every year around August, I get really excited. Gage and I start planning our departure times, weekend schedules, and now even haunt owner and actor interviews to get people hyped. Last November, when we built our haunt schedule, I knew this year was going to be special. I wasn't sure if anything could beat the Haunted Sawmill, Perdition Pines, Terror Shed, and Warriors Haunted Asylum, but this year certainly gave it a run for its money. The shows this year gave us an entire spectrum of emotions. We got insanely low lows. We got high highs and everything in between. 2025 was truly a special year. This season, we saw our first haunt score an excellent on our rating scale. That's a score of 94 or above. That haunt truly set the bar this season. We had our first experience scare acting this year. And even though one group member got hit in the face by a very wimpy, grown-ass man, overall, the night went awesome. We learned a lot and plan to continue evolving our reviews based on our experiences there. I love healthy competition, and I think it's really important. And I love healthy competition between the haunts in the haunt industry in Wisconsin. I had a chance, once again, to reach out to Abandoned Haunted Complexes Matt Berg. And when I mentioned other haunts in the area, namely The Hill Has Eyes and Screamin' Acres, he offered me contact information for owners and managers and said he would get me in touch with anybody I needed to make the trip as easy and stress-free for us as possible. Now, that's classy. There are some people that talk about that kind of stuff. And then there are some people in the industry that be about that kind of stuff. Once again, haunt drama continues in Wisconsin. I'll address it right now. We have 335 days until next haunt season to make our haunts better and get a better review score. That is all. There are no participation trophies here at Is It Scary Wisconsin. Let me direct you to our copycat competition if you're looking for that kind of meaningless review. For almost 10 years on Is It Scary Wisconsin, we have delivered real customer reviews and unbiased ratings, no doubt triggering many managers and owners. I've said it once, and I'm going to say it again. The review is the review. The score is the score, and you get the review that you deserve. This year, for the first time ever, due to an absolutely gargantuan conflict of interest, Gage and I, collectively, have decided to exclude a haunt from winning or from the potential to win the Haunt of the Year category. This haunt, as many of you will know, is Revenge Haunted Attraction in Pulaski. They are still eligible for subcategories like Best Surprise, Most Fun, scariest, etc. However, they are excluded from winning the Haunt of the Year due to conflict of interest. Now, welcome to the 2025 Haunt Awards as presented by Gage and Justin here at Is It Scary, Wisconsin. And remember, when it comes to the best, there can only be one. So Gage, we had a bit of an adventure here recently these past few weeks. You and I had a chance to haunt act at an attraction for the first time. And first of all, massive shout out to Tony and the crew over at Revenge Haunted Attraction in Pulaski. It's one of my favorite shows every year, and they agreed to have us come into a room and do some scare acting. I really enjoyed my time there, both weekends that we did it. We did it on Hell Weekend, Saturday the 25th, and then we did it on November 1st as well. It was a bit of an experience, wasn't it, Gage?
Yeah, it made me learn how to manage conga lines as an actor in my very first day. And, you got to disperse those scares. Can't just focus on one part. So
absolutely.
Dude, does it give us some insight into our reviews?
Absolutely. For sure. And another thing is, I think it showed us very quickly how important timing and making sure that you're not using vanilla, boring lines. So, Gage, I actually think you have a clip for us. Now, I don't want to put any actors on blast or anything, but this is the best scare in the history of haunt acting. Gage, why don't you go ahead and cue that up for us?
Yeah, sure.
This is what I would consider to be a great example of quality scare acting. No vanilla lines, perfectly timed. You guys are going to see what I'm talking about right here.
Perfectly timed everything. All haunt actors are on notice.
You guys should take notes. Look at this unsuspecting guy right here.
They're perfectly timed to scare. Unique voice lines.
Very
Never
unique.
Once
incredibly unique.
Breaking character. On point scare acting.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Now that is quality scare acting. For anybody who was wondering, that was a perfectly timed chainsaw, both uses of it. And I don't know if you could hear it, but we definitely didn't say boo, get out, or fresh meat. None of those lines.
Not at all.
Take notes, guys. Take notes.
Actors, if you want some advice, feel free to message us.
Yeah, you can email us at itscarywisconsin@gmail.com. We'd be happy to come out and for a lot of money teach you how to, it's easy.
How to do your job.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, we'll tell you how to do your job. Yeah. So, Gage, if it's okay with you, we're going to get right into the Haunt of the Year awards.
I can't do it.
Do you struggle? Do you struggle with sarcasm?
We're professionals. That's easy.
Now, if it's okay, I'd like to start the awards, and I'd like to get into an award that I think sometimes gets overlooked by haunts because we don't see it that often. The Most Interactive Haunt Award. It's weird because a lot of times when you go through a haunted attraction, you're told, don't touch our stuff. Keep your hands off. Only open the doors. Things like that. Don't touch our props. And then sometimes you go to a haunted attraction where quite literally they want you to touch almost everything. They want you to interact with almost everything. Pull levers, stick a fork in a socket, ride a bike, shoot a paintball gun. So there's all kinds of different things for you to do and interact with. So I think that gets overlooked sometimes, and that's what this first award is going to be for. Now, Gage, if it's okay with you, I'll go first here tonight, and I'll give my pick for most interactive haunt in 2025.
Before we discuss that, I want to mention that we do not talk about who's going to be our choice for the most interactive, the best line entertainment, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The only thing we do have a common consensus on is Haunt of the Year. So we may have some duplicates here, similar to our bonus points.
Yep. Last year, Haunt of the Year was unanimous, and this year, again, Haunt of the Year was also unanimous. My pick for most interactive haunt in 2025 is The Realm of Darkness in Kaukauna. Dalton and Ben have built something truly special here. This is a haunt that it is hard for me to describe to people because I put up little advertisements at my business for it, and they say, well, how is it? And I'm not always sure how to describe it to them. I just tell them it's unlike any haunted house you've ever been to, in that you're going to be touching and doing a lot of things. Where normally a haunt owner would be like, don't touch my props. They're like, please play with this sponge. Please stick a fork in this socket. Please do this. Please get crushed over here. Please do this. Like, it's a really great tactile and it's a sensory experience that maybe you don't always get at some other haunts. So my pick for 2025's most interactive haunt is in fact The Realm of Darkness in Kaukauna. Congratulations, Ben and Dalton.
Faithful.
And congratulations to the crew there. You guys absolutely deserve it. You have built something truly special.
The old tried and true faithful, isn't it?
Yep.
For sure. Whenever one can mention, excuse me, interactive haunts, Realm of Darkness does come to mind. However, as of late, this year for interactive haunts, the one that does come to my mind a little bit more often the other is Ravencrest Haunted Manor / the Zombus Commando Paintball. My reason for that pick is that they've made some changes over the few years when it comes to the Zombus in particular. And, one of my biggest gripes about the Zombus, and I do love the paintball aspect, don't get me wrong. The paintball is great. However, in previous years, you could use paintball, but they were mounted. The mounted guns kind of just took the fun out of it, in my opinion, and it really just kind of felt like I don't know how to describe an arcade shooter, but just on one dimension.
On the rails shooter.
On the rail shooter.
Yeah.
And they replaced the paintballs with the Jelly Blaster guns. These Jelly Blaster guns aren't hooked up to a railing. You can move, free aim, and stuff like that however you like. Obviously, you should not be shooting anyone to your left or right, or anyone in the Zombus. That is a whole thing. But the freedom to literally move my hand around and that go down or up or whatever, I was even having fun. And I was quoting a game out there. I'm not going to get into specifics, but I had a bunch of ammo, and I was shooting for freedom, because I realized I conserve my ammo. So not only is it the Zombus that stuck out to me when it comes to the Commando Paintball Ravencrest Manor as my choice of interactive haunts, but also the fact that walking through their trail, it's interactive in a sense to where it feels like you're almost walking through a jungle gym made for adults in a horror situation.
Yeah.
With the different, wobbly things.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm not going to go into too much detail.
I agree with you.
Really, it takes a cake for interactive, at least for me for this year. So I have to give it to Ravencrest / Commando Paintball Zombus.
Yeah, big shout out to Ravencrest Haunted Park for giving us a truly memorable experience this year. It was a lot of fun, and a massive shout out, of course, to Realm of Darkness in Kaukauna as well. So Gage, we're gonna keep it moving tonight. We're gonna keep right on going here. We're gonna head into the most fun in 2025. This was a haunted attraction experience that we went to, and when we walked out of there, we were like, damn, that was fun. That was a good time. I liked that. So I'm actually going to have you start off this one for us, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. So my most fun for 2025, I did not just look at the calendar and remembering that I'm in 2025 and not 2024 or 2026 because I have a great sense of what day is what. Uh, for 2025, for the most fun, I also have to go with Ravencrest Manor and Commando Paintball. I'm giving them this one as well because you could say, okay, fun. They got these, not only that, the jungle gym of a haunt trail, but also the Zombus's gun shoots, the jelly blast. Just gotta remember what they're called. But not only that, but what makes them more fun is that it really just seems like a place you can go and just hang out and enjoy. I believe they had a mechanical bull. Correct me if I'm wrong, Justin. Did they?
They had like the gyrosphere thing.
Gyrosphere. I mean, not only that, and they had drinks. They had food trucks as well, and a different attraction like the Jelly Ball Graveyard Blast. We didn't participate. We're too old for that, but if I can picture a bunch of kids that want to go have fun, if I have when I have my own kids and I'm like, all right, here's $50, go have fun at a haunt. This is probably the haunt I'd take them to. Yeah. So I'd have to give it to Ravencrest / Commando Paintball. Nonstop. It's been most fun. For different aspects of the haunt was interesting and engaging and fun. And there never was a dull moment where I'm like, snore, boo. I mean, to be fair, yes, we didn't have much waiting in line, but I mean, we would have got the fast pass anyway, so it would have mattered. But yeah, that's my choice.
You know what? I'm going to echo exactly what you said. I also selected Ravencrest Haunted Park for my most fun of 2025. This was an event that I walked away from. My initial expectations, and I always give full disclosure when I talk about this kind of stuff. That's kind of been my mantra since day one here on Is It Scary Wisconsin. I always tell you guys exactly how I feel. Going in, I had heard about some of the changes they were making, and going in, I had very low expectations. These expectations were, again, magnified when we had issues purchasing our tickets immediately on entering. So this was something that had me going, great. Here we go again. This is exactly what I was told it was going to be like. So I already had a sour taste from the moment I walked in the gate. And by the time I walked out of there, I was literally saying, you know what? That was actually a lot of fun. I like the fact, like you talked before, Gage, you can move the guns now. And you can aim, you can aim all over the place and you can shoot free exactly. Yeah. You can free aim and you can go exactly where you want to go. I'd like to see, I don't know, maybe something a little more tactile, at least in that aspect. But it just, again, there's not a lot of kick. There's not a lot of snap to them. But it was still a cool experience. And it was different enough that it didn't feel like the exact same thing I had just done a year or two previous. So that was neat.
How perfect that'd be with paintball guns. That's all I'm saying. I know, but
yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But and then we did the trail, and I was like, man, this is going to be the same damn thing I did last time. Get ready. Same boring scares. Same this, same that. It's not going to impress. Just be prepared for it, Justin. You're going to be disappointed. And we went through the trail. And by the time I got off the trail, I remember, waiting for everybody to come back together and going, you know what? That was actually really good. That was actually exciting, and they had some good scares. And you did give out a Scare It badge there that night, too, to a really exceptional, unexpected scare. So my pick for most fun of 2025 is Ravencrest Haunted Park. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it a lot. Gage, do you have anything else you want to say before we move on to our third category, biggest surprise of 2025?
I want to take a note to viewers out there. I know we're saying this is the most fun, this is the most scariest, this is the most whatever interactive. Do note that these are the only houses we've been to this year. There may have been another house that was more fun or whatever. I know what I'm saying is probably self-explanatory,
Yeah, of
but I can
course.
already imagine some haunt owner to a haunt we've never been to this year, and they're like, "That's bull crap. My haunt's obviously way more fun than XYZ's haunt." You know, dude, we didn't go to your haunt. It's not included. Sorry, just throwing it out there. So.
Yeah,
I
it's a good point to bring up. It's a good point to
It
bring up.
is.
And I was
It is.
actually
Because
thinking
I
about
know
that today
someone's
too.
gonna say it.
You know somebody's
You're gonna
thinking
be
it,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's gonna happen. We didn't go to your haunt. Believe me, it's not included. So yeah. All right.
Well, and just remember, once I make my haunt schedule, that's it. There won't be any of this, can you come to my haunt in the middle of this? I'm just kidding. That's not us. We don't operate that way.
No. If y'all want us to come to your haunt, just let us know. We're
Yeah.
flexible.
Yeah,
We'll
we
work with
love you guys. We want to see all the shows. We definitely do.
We love this industry, and we wanna work with it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
For sure.
we're not better than anyone else. Only
Nope.
just one other person.
Yeah, just literally just one other person.
Literally one other person we're better
Yep.
than.
Yep. Everybody else.
Oh,
Yeah, that was wow, savage.
one other person in this world.
So if it's okay, we want to talk about the biggest surprise of 2025. This was a haunt that after walking through and the whole event was over, Gage and I or Gage or however we do it, found ourselves saying, "That was great. Wow, what a surprise." And Gage, if you're cool with it, I'll start this one off. Biggest surprise of 2025 for me was the Sheboygan Haunted Asylum. Now, this is a show that popped up recently. And anytime I see a new haunt, I never know what to expect. This is billed as being in an actual haunted asylum or an actual asylum. From the moment we got on the grounds and we got to the ticket booth, I found myself saying, there is an atmosphere here. There is something not demonic, but there is something here. And I could feel that energy when I walked up. It had a effect on me. And I found myself going, okay, Justin, you know what you're getting into. And they have several different options for tickets, including a patient pass where you're basically part of the show. They touch you, they move you around, they include you in the scenes, stuff like that. I really liked that after walking through and after seeing how that all played out. There were some really good scares here too. And there were some really good scenes, and some actors gave really stellar performances. I'll even touch on that a little bit later tonight. But my biggest surprise of 2025 was the Sheboygan Haunted Asylum. This is a show that very much impressed this year. And the next time I get around to that side of the state, I'm really looking forward to what they can put on. 2025, biggest surprise, Sheboygan Haunted Asylum.
I want to say, I didn't mention this in the review, but it was pretty funny. When I was buying a ticket for, I believe it was either that or we were just kind of walking up on the haunt, and I see you. The way Sheboygan Asylum is, when you drive up, you see it. You'll notice it right away. But when we're out in the car and we're in kind of that main foyer area to get into the haunt, all I see is like whatever I'm doing at the moment on my phone or whatever, maybe sending a post for Instagram. And I look at Justin and here's him. I don't know if you can see me from behind, but he's like looking up at the haunt. I don't know about this, Gage. Like, you see that big house, and it's a surprise. You go up there, it kicks you in the chest a little.
I don't want to talk about the specific reasons, but I got flutters from that. It gave me flutters.
Yeah. You just the way you're like,
yeah.
I don't know about this, Gage.
yeah, it got me.
So that's your biggest surprise for 2025. Again, I checked the year to make sure I don't look like a dumbass.
Good luck.
My pick as the biggest surprise for 2025 is Camp 5 Terror.
was a good show.
They surprised me. You know, I really should have learned from my mistakes. The previous year, I thought the same thing about Terror Shed. You know, you hear about it's a family haunt, it's in a shed. As I quote on my video, which was the funniest quote I've ever made, they went to Haunted Express, you know, like
yeah. Bought some bloody props, threw them in a shed.
Some props, put them in the shed. Ooh, people are gonna be wearing spooky masks that are all out of not in character in that. Yeah, I should learn from my mistakes from last year because I totally thought the same thing about Terror Shed. Same situation and everything. I was wrong. They surprised me. Camp 5 Terror was my biggest surprise of 2025.
Yeah, Camp 5 Terror is a top attraction. And
it really is.
And, you know, some people might hear me say that and go, but seriously, it's a top attraction. Almost all of their characters have similar costumes. Not the same, right? But they're in theme. And their scenes are incredible. Mm-hmm. And they're claustrophobic. And they're downright creepy. I agree with you. It was a huge surprise. Good pick, Gage. Really good pick. So, we talked about this last year for the first time, and I'm actually surprised it took us almost 8 years of haunt acting to do this. But let's talk about Best Line Entertainment. This is for a haunt that, when you're waiting in line, just showed stellar customer interactions, scenic interactions, things like that. Mm-hmm. And I'd actually like you to take this one first. And I just want to let you know, Gage, I do have a runner-up for this one. So.
Sure. We might have a duplicate. You never know. My pick for the best inline customer service, I don't know.
Entertainment.
I can't think the words right now. Entertainment. My pick for customer entertainment via the waiting line really has to go to Spooks on Spur. Spooks on Spur. Now you could say, all right, hey, they're not in a waiting line. They have kind of a call list queue in that.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, you're out. As opposed to going out there and waiting online, you're waiting for your queue to be your number to be called, and then to go up to the haunt. And not only that, you know, you got that whole outside area. There's music, there's food, there's fog, there's lights. It's a whole show, and visually, it's aesthetically appealing for you to just want to. I don't mind sitting here and chilling and just hanging out with some friends while I wait for the haunt or after I got done with the haunt. It's a great waiting experience. Such a weird thing to say, but I would say it's a great way to wait for your next haunt, and especially when you're going up to the line. So when you finally do get your number called, I don't want to spoil it per se, but it gets hot. You know, it gets hot. You'll know what I mean when you go, and you're always being shocked. It seems to be at any moment that you're on that waiting line. So, albeit it's short, I'd have to give it to Spooks on Spur. I felt like their waiting experience is probably the better out of all the haunts that I've experienced.
And they did have a really cool, they did have some really cool actors roaming the grounds too. I like that.
They did. I've seen them. They didn't really interact with us, but I did see them interact with the line as we're pulling up from like the Forest of Freaks, for example. I've seen it. It happens. So it's always constant entertainment. Really the best way to describe this category is not only in-line entertainment, but constant entertainment is the best way to put it.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go right along with what you said, and I'm going to jump into my runner-up for Best Line Entertainment this year, and that is Terror on the Fox. They continue to impress from everything from a great train ride experience to a post-ride experience and waiting in line at the Scarlet Storm. The line entertainment out there is so good, and a lot of the characters match in theme, and I really liked what I saw from them. Also, outside of their mansion, outside of their haunted house, it was very, very stellar and top tier, and I really liked their new icon characters this year. That was very, very excellent. And getting into my winner for Best Line Entertainment this year, Green Bay Fear. Now, years past, we've gone fast past at Green Bay Fear, and we've missed a lot of their line entertainment interactions. The last 2 years, we didn't. And we had a chance to interact with characters like Faceless, Billy Black, and some of these other people, Dr. Kranzberg, some of these other characters that they have roaming the grounds. These are icon characters that we have seen advertised, and now we're actually getting to interact with them face to face, person to monster. And I really, really like that about the way Green Bay Fear does it. They advertise something and you see it at the haunt. You personally can interact with it at the haunt, them at the haunt. And I really do like that. It is something that I can appreciate. And then when we got out into line in front of the main house area, some of those actors were waiting there for us to bring us into their Shawano Manor haunted house. This was exceptional. This felt personal. This felt dangerous. This felt intense. And I liked it. And not only did I interact with some of these characters in the line, but I also interacted with them in the attractions. This was excellent. I really enjoyed the experience this year at Green Bay Fear, and I thought their line entertainment was significantly better than it has been in years past. Outstanding. They're my pick for Best Line Entertainment of 2025. Green Bay Fear, congratulations. All right, Gage. On the count of three, we're both going to say our pick for Best Scenery of 2025.
Hang on. I want to make sure I want to clarify this.
Okay.
Did you say a runner-up?
My runner-up was Terror. My runner-up was Terror on the Fox.
Okay, I'm making sure. All right, sorry. My brain went on autopilot for a second.
That's okay. Mine does all the time.
Lizard.
You're right.
Lizard.
On the count of three, we're both going to say our pick for Best Scenery in 2025. Are you ready? Sure. Are you like thinking about it?
No.
All right, man. Here we go. Ready?
I'm trying to think why you want to do it this way.
All right, here we go.
I'm wondering.
1,
all right,
2, 3. Dominion of Terror.
Dominion of Terror.
Let's go! Do we just become best friends?
Dude, yep. I'm not gonna lie. I almost said Velociraptor. Go for that quote.
Oh yeah, dude. That would have been cool. Go ahead.
Let me start off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I want y'all to understand this is by no means a participation trophy of an award. I understand that we did give them a lower score, probably the lowest that we have for a haunt. But realistically, when it came to scenery, Dominion of Terror, even in a conga line fest and not want to say standstill, but almost standstill fest, I had the opportunity to really take in the physical work that I saw throughout the haunt with its different themes. I don't know what they're going to get rid of, so I don't want to get into detail exactly what is what. To really put it short, they have just multiple different themes throughout the haunt that not only aid to smells, but also a visual masterpiece when it comes to the different settings that are honestly incredibly unique. And when I really had to think hard for who would be this. I mean, I did have to think hard, I mean to say. Sorry. I didn't have to think hard because really, straight away, it was Dominion of Terror. I left Dominion of Terror. Yes, we were kind of upset about the experience. However, I had no doubt in my mind this is going to win Scenery of the Year.
Dominion of Terror is an absolute masterclass of scenic production in a haunted attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I walk through that show, I find myself going, holy crap, these guys did it again. Yes, their score this year was lower than usual. That aside, the actual scenery inside the house is incredible, and I'm really happy we had a chance to mention them tonight for Best Scenery. because I think that's still a category that gets overlooked a lot of times. It's like, oh, and I'm guilty of this too, but I still feel this way. I say your haunt has to be scary. That's just how I am. And sometimes I'd rather have scary than maybe all my scenes looking so beautiful, But there's a really fine balance between the two, having great scenes and having great scares together. And one thing I will say that Dominion of Terror really got right this year was the scenery. It was absolutely incredible. Winner 2025 Best Scenery, Dominion of Terror. All right, let's talk about it. Best makeup and actor effects, Gage.
You want me to lead it small?
Yeah, you can, or I can. I don't care. Go ahead.
I got it. My best makeup and actor effects has to go to Green Bay Fear. Really, the one that stands out to me the most is Dr. Kranzberg.
That doctor drip got you, huh?
Really did.
Yeah.
It's very awesome. It's like a twist of like a cybernetic / crazy doctor / mad scientist kind of thing. It's such a unique blend, and it isn't just really Dr. Kranzberg, but the different visual effects that these different actors have. Because one may think, okay, they're really sticking with a certain theme, and they are. They have a story, and if you're interested, feel free to check out our previous promo. I want to call them promo videos, but unveiling. What's the best word for it, Justin?
Yeah, I would call reveal. I call a season review. Or reveal.
Season reveals, because that's what we've had the pleasure of doing that twice in a row for Green Bay Fear, announcing their release date for the year. But the different characters they had and just how unique and eerie and creepy they can look, as well as not only creepy but awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, the guy with that doll weird face thing.
Yep.
That is a really creepy mask.
Creeps me out every time.
That's a really creepy outfit. And Chaos, by the way. He wasn't there, but
he was at Chaos Nights.
He was what?
He was at Chaos Nights.
He was at Chaos Nights, so it's not fair to really include that, but it also did aid to the fact that it's a testament to the creativity that this team at Green Bay Fear has.
Yes.
And it truly is a remarkable piece of work.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that. I think you're right. 2025 was a great year for Green Bay Fear, I thought. In fact, it's the highest they've scored with us in years. Really awesome show this year. Yeah, and the actors and the makeup and the characters and everything, they took it to the next level.
Without a few technicalities, they've been in the 90s, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of taking it to the next level, let's talk about a haunt.
Hey, what's your makeup? Is it also Green Bay Fear?
Let's talk about a haunt that really surprised me with its makeup and characters this year, including their new icon characters. Let's talk about Terror on the Fox. Holy crap, dude. Every single year when we walk in
They're
there,
totally my runner-up. You're right. They are totally my run. Sorry, go ahead.
Every single year when we walk in there, I find myself going, this character looks awesome. That makeup is amazing. Oh my goodness, look at that mask. Wow, Ted was right. I mentioned this in our review. I had a chance to reach out to Ted, the manager, while we were playing around a Fortnite earlier in the year. And I remember saying, hey man, what are you most excited for? And what did he tell me? I'm really excited for our new icon characters. Dude, I can see why he was excited. The bird lady and the dude with the Kraken mask, that was so cool. Those characters look so good, and they're instantly iconic. That is something I really liked. And they tailored the show around you getting to interact with those characters. You didn't just see Kraken Face jump out of a boo box and then the show's over for him. He was interacting in the line. You didn't just see Bird Girl one time you might even miss her if you're not paying attention. You got to actually interact with her in line. And that person is so good at entertaining the line because not only do they hit you once, but they come back around again and they get you when you're not expecting it. I love it. I absolutely loved my experience at Terror on the Fox this year. Not only did they score high, but their makeup and actor effects were damn straight incredible. Loved it. Oh, Gage, we've only got a couple left. We have Scariest, we have Haunt of the Year, and we have Actor of the Year.
Let me ask you this. How do you want to handle this? I know we're going to do the Scariest, but do you want to do Actor of the Year before Haunt of the Year, or make all the actors wait until after Haunt of the Year?
I think, just like we did last year, Actor of the Year should be the last thing we present.
That's right. You're saying don't skip to the end.
They can't skip to the end. This was a premiere.
They can't. We blocked it. Try. Go ahead.
Hi, viewers. This was a premiere. Let's get into...
That's right.
Let's get
You're
into
staying, buddy. Sorry.
The scariest haunt of 2025 in Wisconsin, hands down. Revenge Haunt in Pulaski. Duh.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly agreed.
I have nothing else to say about it. If you want to know what I think about Revenge Haunt, go and watch our review. They're our first ever excellent score. The show is great. They have a few minute shortcomings. And outside of that, they are a stellar show and absolutely terrifying. My pick for 2025, Scariest Haunt.
In your face terror is probably the best way I could really describe it.
Yep.
There were multiple times where I had my personal space invaded without being touched. Multiple times with multiple different actors. They made us be too comfortable with us because they know us. Well, I want to say that, but I want to know, when we went this was prior to our scare acting, by the way. So they didn't actually know us like they probably do now. But they knew of us. So they probably, have no problem getting in our face, but I have had them. We've had the opportunity to scare act with them, and I have seen those same actors that got in my face got in other people's faces as well. So it's not just, oh, they're playing favorites. Oh, they know us. No, they don't treat us special like anyone else. They get after and scare the hell out of people. We've had multiple people going through their haunt, and their testimonies prove that this is undoubtedly the scariest haunt of 2025.
Let's talk about it. People have been hanging around for 40-some minutes now. Let's talk about it. Haunt of the Year.
Sure.
This is a haunt that blew our minds. This is a haunt, again, length doesn't matter. This is a haunt that after walking through, we went, holy shit, that's something special. This is a haunt that after walking through, we went, man, I'm struggling to find a lot of mistakes here. I'm struggling to find a lot of points off. This is a haunt that really... The complete package? Is that fair? I think you and I would agree.
The complete package with the fewest really recordable errors that we can notice.
That we really could sit around and like complain about. This haunt felt really special this year. Because ironically, this haunt was also my most hyped haunt for 2025. And this is a haunt that we have been interested in seeing the past few years. And I'm glad we finally had a chance to visit Camp 5 Terror. And Gage, I think you agree with me that on our way home from Camp 5 Terror, you were amped. We were talking about it back and forth in the car, and I could feel the excitement from you after going through that show for the first time. Like, we just found a new hidden gem haunted attraction, and that's how it felt. They have, like, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to you guys. If you haven't been there, you should go. They have one of the coolest hidden gem community haunted attraction events I think I've ever seen. It gave me Terror Shed vibes with Northwoods energy. It was really exciting and interesting. I liked it a lot. The scares were quick and in your face. The show was no apologies, no BS. There was interaction. We gave out scare it badges. It was very hard to look at that show and go, that could have been a lot better. They phoned it in. Every actor we encountered gave us their all. You could feel the energy. There were zero limp actor interactions. The props were tactile and actually scary. There were moments where even Jenna gave us a holy shit. This was awesome and a great experience from start to finish. My only advice to anyone going there is arrive at open. Otherwise, you will wait. They give every group significant time, and we never caught groups. This was awesome, and it made for a more intense and more immersive experience. Congratulations to Camp 5 Terror's Haunt of the Year 2025. Gage, what would you like to say about Camp 5 Terror?
Camp 5 Terror has to be the all-round great haunt of 2025. When we were taking into consideration of our choices, because the haunt of the year is always unanimous with us. We were trying to say, okay, what about this haunt? What about this haunt? What about this haunt? You know, we always say, okay, why didn't we pick this haunt? We didn't pick this haunt because of X, Y, and Z. They had these issues. We didn't pick this haunt because of this. And we were trying to figure out, okay, minus and pluses. When it came to Camp 5 Terror, we struggled to find really minuses. There weren't anything that we said, okay, they had an error here. This was an error. We had to take points off, stuff like that. Or this was an error. They didn't adhere to these rules or whatever. They were, I'm not going to say perfect because there's no such thing, but damn near it, you know? There's no such thing as a 10 out of 10 haunt. But if I had to say for 2025, if there is something closest to it that felt like it, I would have to say Camp 5 Terror. Camp 5 Terror had entertainment. They had food.
Very important.
They had a welcoming community.
Yes.
I want to note, I've walked up to it. Looked like a clueless idiot from the southern cities, because I am. And he was like, what's up, buddy? You need some help? You look lost. How can I help? You know, like, I really cannot find anything about that haunt that I struggled with. Everything about it was good. The reason why I left, I was amped because I'm like, holy cow, Justin. I was almost shaking as I was driving, mainly because it was dark at night and you got deer, but it was also because of how great that haunt was. Yep. I'm trying to really honestly think of any issues and I couldn't. All that I really can say is that they use a multiple different scare techniques as well as the scare badge that I gave out to, I think Miss Evergreen is the actor. It's just unique, man. I can go on and on. I don't need to. I know people want to hear the actor of the year.
Yep.
But you should go.
Yeah, Camp 5 Terror, super highly recommended in Crivets, Wisconsin. Go check them out, show them some love and support. Haunt of the Year, congratulations, Camp 5 Terror. All right, let's talk about it. Best Actor. Gage, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
This is probably going to piss people off. And
you mean like they're not already mad?
There's a lot of people mad at us for some reason. Yeah. I don't know why. Like, we speak our mind.
Like, we do the same thing every year. Are you guys just going to keep getting mad at us every year? We do literally the same kind of stuff every year.
We do the same kind of stuff. We're honest. We want to help you. We'll point out your flaws, and it's not to make fun of you. It's to purely help your haunt. And if you fail to see that difference, I don't know how we can help you, because that's more of an emotional thing, and you need to work on that.
Wow.
Damn, dude. Someone's like, he's good.
He's right.
You know, he's
right.
On the keyboard. He's typing on the keyboard right now. He's putting in the comments. And yeah. Before I get to my haunt actor of the year, I want to say runner-up. Runner-up, Dr. Kransberg. Again, I really like his get-up. His drip, he was dripping. He wasn't drowning. He was dripping. My other runner-up, there's a few of them. I'm going to say, last year when we had runner-ups, buddy, you look at me. You don't look at your phone. You look at me. Don't look away. Look at me. We had runner-ups. I'm like, okay, we'll have one runner-up, and then we'll have the actor of the year. No. I did those two, and then you pulled out a laundry list. And you're like, okay, there's this person, there's this person, there's this person. I'm
Just
like, dude,
wait.
yes. Jenna just
Just
came around the
wait.
corner. Just wait. Jenna just came around the corner and she said 7. Because all you did was keep naming off them. I'm like, dude, that's so unfair. You didn't let me do that. Anyway, so I'm going to do it. It's my return. My next actor that I want to pick was as a runner-up is the cryptid monster
Yeah. From
in Spooks on Spur.
Yeah. Scarab Badge winner.
The Predator incarnate.
Yeah.
This actor, I don't know how they did it. And it's kind of cute because in my scare acting that I did last weekend, I thought I want to be like him.
Yeah.
I want to scare someone and not go boo. No, what? We never said boo. Clearly, you saw the video before. We never
Points
said
off.
boo. I want to come up to someone and just use my presence as the scare, and that's what I did. So what I did was I just hid in the darkness, and by the way, it was in plain sight. You could see me. I was in plain sight, and the same thing the Predator did to me, I did to them, and does it work? That's one of my runner-ups. My next runner-up, this Evergreen from Camp 5 Terror. Yes, I'm going to be naming probably most of my scare badges, not all. I had to give it the scare badge to her, and she's another one of my runner-ups because, dude, she did the same thing. She hid in plain sight. Her outfit met, and it's in a doll room, nonetheless, of course. It was in a doll room, and you had an actor up around here getting our attention, and here's her and this antlers. It looked like Mother Nature herself was coming out to be like, all right, buddy, you remember when you put that plastic bag in the forest? Time to see your entrails, kind of thing. That popped through my mind real quick, and I'm like, oh shit! It scared me. So, and I appreciate you taking the scare badge because Justin was behind me, and I'm like, take the scare badge, take it, because I didn't want to hold up any lines. So, I appreciate you and your work. You are also a runner-up for Actor of the Year.
Wait, is this runner-up or is this actually Actor of the Year?
Runner.
Okay, because you coughed. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah? Sorry. I'm trying to recover from our scare acting last night. I'm trying to think of another scare badge that I gave out. I gave out one more, didn't I?
Yes.
This is all coming from memory. Can you help me?
Ravencrest Haunted Park.
Ravencrest Haunted Park. Justin didn't want to give it, but he
I had already moved on from it
because he was already passed, and I saw him. I saw this scare actor drop from above. Hello! He didn't say that, but he had something, and his little shock baton, and got right in your face. You're like, ah! I saw you get low.
Yeah, it got me.
I saw you. And it was just so hilarious. So because of that, because of how he scared you, I had to give him the scariest scare badge because it was so deserved. He got you so good, and it was a great position with a great scare.
It is.
So I had to give it to him, man. It was fun, and I can tell it really made that actor's night. It really did, and I'm glad. Okay. I'm moving on. Actor of the Year. This is where people are going to get pissed off, and I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't be pissed off. Sierra at Revenge Hunt. I worked with her, and look, you're upset because you said to me, we probably shouldn't do this due to possible conflicting interest. I want to explain to you guys why I'm picking this. I'm sure you've heard she was hit in the hunt. And when I'm working the same cross with her, and as I'm doing it, I saw her holding her head. And I'm thinking, okay, I knew she had a headache coming into the night, so she's just resting her head. And then I proceed with the big scare. And I'd come back, And then she's still holding her head. I'm like, you okay? What's going on? She said she got punched. Obviously, we were pissed. We didn't really know how to react. It was literally our first night scare acting, so we just kind of roll with it. But at first, I said to her, do you need to go see someone? We can go see someone. What did she say? She said, let's run it. Let's keep going. She persevered through getting punched in the face by a grown man. A grown man punched her in the freaking face, and she's like, all right, let's run it. She needed just 10 seconds, 15 seconds. She's a freak. She should be a boxer. I think she should grow up and be a boxer when she gets older. That should be her thing after scare acting. You're looking pissed off, and I don't care. It's well placed. I'm giving her Haunt Actor of the Year. Go ahead. You clearly have something to say.
Are you done?
No, I can go on forever, but I know we gotta get this done.
Okay. Actor of the Year 2025. I have 14 runner-ups.
All right, let's just. All right.
All right, here we go.
Bold.
First runner-up, right. Dr. Carver at Camp 5 Terror. Great, incredible interactions. This is a character that obviously really knows their character. This is a character that is intense, has interesting, varied lines, has an interesting, exciting prop, and engages with the customer fervently. I like Dr. Carver at Camp 5 Terror. Runner-up for Actor of the Year. Ghostface at Sheboygan Haunted Asylum. Runner-up for Actor of the Year. They were basically running laps in the basement trying to slice at us with their twin knives. This was awesome. This was one of the scenes at the Sheboygan Haunted Asylum that really freaked me out. And this was intense. Everything played together. The props, the costume, the character, and the sound effects. Every once in a while,
the scene worked.
Every once in a while, you go through a scene and everything works. I loved it. Runner-up, Actor of the Year, Ghostface, Sheboygan Haunted Asylum. Runner-up, Actor of the Year. This one might actually piss some people off. Jamie, the manager at Ravencrest Haunted Park. This dude has been there for I don't know how long. And every time I go there, he's running laps around that place, making sure everything runs right. Making sure everybody is where they're supposed to be. Making sure if there's a problem, we put out the fire. Jamie is a rock star manager, and if I'm ever involved in a haunted attraction, he's somebody I want working with me. The dude is amazing, and he puts 100% of himself into the show that he's working at. Congratulations, Jamie Conrad from Ravencrest Haunted Park. Dr. Kransberg, Green Bay Fear, Actor of the Year, runner-up. Everything Gage said, and your voice changer.
He's dripping.
Your voice changer was so creepy. It was awesome. It's so good. And everything I've heard about you is such positive praise from everybody. Such great character work. The movements, everything. And I absolutely love it. My last runner-up for Actor of the Year. The Storyteller at Haunted Voyage. This lady, and we talked about this, the way she told the story and the way she interacted with us was it was on a different level. And it brought us into the scene. And it made us feel like we were in the scene. I thought I was a camper looking for others who had disappeared. I thought I was going to Timmy's birthday party. This is exceptional work. Runner-up for Actor of the Year, Storyteller at Haunted Voyage. Gage. I will also put Sierra for Actor of the Year. Outstanding work. There is a certain amount of effort that it requires to run up and down stairs all night, run a chainsaw, get 3, 4, 5 different scares, get punched in the face, and then go do it all over again. There is a certain amount of quick thinking ability that you need to have to modify your show to work with two people who have never done it before, to make sure not only are they in the right position, but you're also incorporating what they're doing into your show. And this can be very difficult, especially for young actors and actresses. This is something that Sierra demonstrated a mastering of in what I understood was her first year. First full year. There is something really special in the air in Wisconsin with the actors. When I look at all of these actors that we just talked about, there is an incredible pool of talent. And I don't think you and I have even scratched the surface, to be realistic about it. And I'm not trying to cut us down. I thought, for people that have zero experience, I thought you and I kicked ass. And I would honestly say that to anybody. I thought we kicked ass. But when I look at the talent pool of actors and actresses that's out there in Wisconsin, this year was really special. And there was a energy going into our last night when we worked at Revenge. And you could kind of feel it. And everybody was kind of feeding on that energy. And we gave Sierra an opportunity to adapt her show to different things that you and I would do. It's the ultimate test of a young scare actor. And normally, I would like to be the one to sit here and say, she has some work to do. She really needs to improve in X, Y, and Z. But I can't. So if I select anyone else, I'm not being honest. And I'm not being fair. The performance was sublime. It was outstanding. My selection is the Psycho Chainsaw Girl, Sierra, 2025. Congratulations, Actor of the Year. And it's unanimous. Go ahead.
It is unanimous. I want to make a comment.
That's also the first time we've ever had that.
What?
That's the first time we've ever had that, by the way.
That is. One could say, oh, you scare acted with this girl, so you had the unfair... they had the unfair opportunity that you were around this actor more than the others. Sure, cool. An argument can be made there.
Cool story, bro.
However, when we went there our first week or two of the haunt year, Sierra, the Chainsaw Girl, Revenge, now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 scares on us in multiple different windows. That's a lot for a beginner scare actor.
Yeah.
That really is a lot. So for us to go ahead and say, oh, okay, you're giving it to her because you worked with her, that is not doing it justice. Even when prior to us working with her, she still worked her job, and she worked it very, very well.
Excellent. Let's talk about something we're hyped for the 2026 haunt season. Other than scare acting again, which we're probably going to be doing.
Probably a lot more of.
Yeah. I'm hoping 2026 will see us return to the Milwaukee area. No promises, but I'm hoping. And if this is the case, I am hyped for The Hill Has Eyes. That is a haunt I've been
hear a lot
wanting
of
to.
things.
I've been wanting to go to that haunt for 2 or 3 years now. It's a haunt I've seen a YouTube scare act at, and it has my attention. It's a show I want to see, and I think it is one of the larger shows in the state, and I do think it's one that Is It Scary Wisconsin needs to see. So I am, if we can make it happen, I am most hyped for The Hill Has Eyes in 2026, and I am hyped for possibly scare acting again. This is something I really want to do.
What I'm most hyped for. I don't know if I should say this. I don't.
Is it a hot mic moment?
It's not a hot mic moment. It's really not. I am excited.
Burying our competition.
Oh, no, we've already done that.
Nice.
That's done. Okay. Actually.
No.
Ooh. No?
No need.
Not here?
No need.
All right. What I'm hyped for.
Let them cook, boys.
I'm like a dog you're pulling back. I could go on and on. So 2026, what I'm looking for the Dominion of Terror's redemption arc. I
Also,
really
yes.
feel like next year they can come out swinging and get a better score. Have I felt like it was a perfect storm scenario of us going there? Apparently it was. However, you know us, and there's a reason why you subscribe to us.
The review is the review.
The review's a review. We're honest. We're not going to sugarcoat things. We don't give 10 out of 10s just willy-nilly because, oh, I had a good time, no matter what, and oh, whatever. We're honest. And I am excited to see what they can do for 2025.
2026.
Yeah, I knew I was going to mess it up eventually. Of course, it's at the end of the video. I want to see what they can pull off. And I know they can do well. We'll see you, Dominion of Terror, 2026, along with some other Sheboygan stops.
I'm Justin with Is It Scary Wisconsin. Massive congratulations to all of the haunts tonight. Extra special congratulations to Camp 5 Terror winning Haunt of the Year in 2025 from Is It Scary Wisconsin. Huge shout out to all of the actors. And of course, massive props and shout out to Sierra, the crazy chainsaw girl from Revenge Haunt. Stellar work. Incredible. Fantastic. Congratulations. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I'm Justin, joined by my best friend Gage. And at the end of the day, there is one question we want to ask.
I'm kind of getting emotional, dude.
It's
sad. I don't like to see this year go, but we were talking about this in the car, on our way back from scare acting, and then we were talking about it, and we're like saying, I don't want this to end, but the point of this whole thing is that oh my God.
Wow, dude.
It really, because this year felt special.
Yeah.
Like, there were multiple times where, oh my gosh.
Come on, you got it. You got it.
Where it's just like, we felt like we embettered our reviews via going to different haunts and then us scare acting and then like the friends we made, like I felt we made a lot more friends this year.
We did.
And it sucks because it's like these friends that you met, you're not going to see them for about another year. So really the one question you want to ask, that Wisconsin wants to know is it scary? Wisconsin.